everybody, Mrs. Heisey here. Well, today I am going to show you how to turn some wooden pens on our lathe, and just kind of make 3 videos for you. The first one's going to explain the different tools and machine that we are going to use. The second one will actually be the turning of the pen, and the third one will be the assembly of the pen. So again, we are going to be making wooden pens. All right, you get to choose your design. In your direction packet that I have, you should create 2 different ideas just to kind of go off so you have an idea of what you're going to actually be making. All right. Once you have your designs, you'll come to me and you will get 2 wooden blocks. Inside of these wooden blocks, we should be gluing our little brass pieces inside of them. All right. So this will be the first part. The second part then is we will need to set up our lathe. Our lathe is what's going to be doing the turning for us. A couple parts of the lathe that you should know. This is our headstock, this is our tailstock, all right? This is what's going to actually be doing the spinning for us, all right? Here's our tool rest. This part right here is called the bed. Now we have 3 different tools that we're going to use. The first one is the rougher. If you take a look at this, right, you're gonna notice that the head is square. This is going to help us get our wooden pieces so they are round, all right? Once we have both pieces evenly round, we will then use our finisher, which has a little round head on it, all right? That is going to help us shape our pieces that we, so we can have a nice even flow from the tip of our pen to the middle to the end of it, all right? So that's our finisher. And the last one is the detailer. Kind of comes to a point, you can see that. That is if you would like to add some details to your pen, like making these little lines on the inside of it, all right? So those are our tools. All these tools have carbide tips on it, so we can resharpen them. If you notice that it seems like it's getting a little bit dull, what we can do is come ask me. I will give you the tool, and we can just rotate the head, and we can also sharpen these with just a little bit of WD-40 on a piece of paper, all right? So there's that. Then we also have our mandrel, which is where we're going to put our little wooden pieces on. So I want to take my little wooden pieces, I'm going to slide it onto the mandrel right here. Now when we put this on here, we want to have these little bushings. There should be 3, possibly 4, depending upon the length of these little bushings right here. You want 1 on tight up against here. Then you'll take your material and you'll slide it onto the mandrel. You'll take another little bushing, place that right in between. Then you'll put your second block on, like so. And then we'll take our last little bushing and place that on there. Now we have a little lock nut that we're going to place on the end of our mandrel. You simply want to hold right here, and then you're just going to twist this on, and then you want it on there nice and tight so our wood pieces don't move. If you can move it like this, it's not tight enough. So basically you're just going to twist everything in the opposite direction until it gets on there nice and tight. And then I'm not able to move these blocks unless the whole mandrel moves. All right, you simply take the tailstock, slide it all the way up, and there's a handle in the back that will lock it into place. So we want to make sure that we lock that into place. It's not going to go anywhere. Just to make it a little extra tight, we're going to go ahead and we're going to spin this a couple times so it applies pressure, and then we lock that into place as well. All right. When we turn this on, we have our on-off switch right here, and then we also have our speed control right here. When we're roughing our circle, we want to make sure that we're at a lower speed. So probably have it, if we're thinking of this as a clock, you want it between, I would say, like 9, 10 o'clock. Right about in there, all right? Next thing we want to make sure that we do is our tool is in the proper position. The top of our tool, or the end of our tool, is going to rest perfectly in the center with our mandrel in here, all right? So to do that, we can unlock our tool rest. We can move this around. We want it to be about 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch away from the edge of our wood. Move that over a little bit. So we're going to spin it, making sure that we can get it where we want it. We do not want the wood to be hitting our tool rest, all right? Now if we need to adjust the height, because again, this we want to be perfectly dead center. Our little knob right here, you would loosen that up and you can raise or lower your little tool rest. Now, when you are using and holding the tool. You want to, with your right hand, you're going to hold towards the back. You don't want to choke up on it. You want to hold towards the back. And with your left hand, you're going to kind of have it up here because we're just going to guide it along our little tool rest right here. When you're standing, you should have one foot in front of the other, shoulder width apart, because you're actually going to be moving with your arm. You're not going to be moving the whole tool back and forth like this. You're going to move your arms and stuff like that, not just keeping it in towards your body. All right? So once you have everything set up, then we can start the process of turning our wood. That's going to be the next video.